Okay, abusuya be ma kwa ba sonko so ereba Ghana politics avenue so. Abusuya eye gold for oil scandal ye di kind abremo Dr. Bawumia EOCO eto omonsa e de friend. Abusuya ene Kennedy Japan ababonten ababe expose eye Dr. Bawumia big time on his gold for oil policy. Abusuya eche se ye kase obia expose obia Kennedy Japan I expose Dr. Bawumia the evidence account at the ama HSA EOCO officers ebusuya sisi ano Dr. Bawumia no onhu the oil no Canadian Japan HSA sa gold for oil policy Dr. Bawumia the buy no na useless cause ono na onye economics grandpa or businessman no good for oil no on yes good for oil no because a policy bia omo de ba se omo de ba bebu Ghana afaso abusuya Canadian Japan aba be drop sa hot expose no wa drop evidence e de ama EOCO authorities enye asam keto akra yensam mremom yanko na yenkonko tie ensema ekos na answer na ebeko no or ensem kan bi afa share comment section like na share ma for so answer into me and can be Ghana politics avenue on click notification bell na click send be any updates be able drop bi ano monsa able to me akabi bedamase
Canada Japan yes uta kwado anwa in America you can hate him but common sense pa de Canada Japan will be efie nyansa will be efie nyansa e di bebu man eni efie nyansa e di yesikasem will be because anye bi akra no aye businessman to experience Canada Japan can say no God for oil policy we are born enye na NPP for pa muslim ni mu ade pa nie Canada Japan said it and the Canada Japan beje wo so I fire Canada Japan
He said me president didn't even mechanical. Does it make sense to you? Say also gold, would you cut oil? Gold for oil. Why don't you sell your gold, make the money and go and buy the oil and go through a middleman? Me man go school. But economics in a gumitri mo keke. Man go school. Simple things that we can do. And I'm surprised. You see, we have the men. We are hailing this. We are hailing gold for oil. Jesus Christ.
This is Canada Japan on kuta master's degree and I said doctorate in economics. Ghana haye ka wo mo munime economics sikasem wa yen ka Canada Japan ka ho. But Canada Japan in 2022 or 2023 saw it coming, said it doesn't make sense. Adwene nyansa nim. Na sa wo si na wunya ade na unko ton gold na wo ton gold na wo diskana to oil. Na sa obesa gold na komo bi so kwaje oil. Canada Japan asmo ka yenie. Enne won ka aba. Dr. Bawumia still have the guts mounting podiums asking questions about this economy. But this is the economy you left even after say we leave power no. Free power crano. Still the shadows no is still chasing you. 2022 Bank of Ghana Boka. Gold for oil policy was meant to stabilize the city and reduce a year cost of fuel. But 2022-2023, we free no gold for oil policy no implementing and we were buying a liter of petrol at 16 Ghana cedis. This government came, abolished gold for oil policy, and then a liter is selling at 12 Ghana cedis. Gold for oil policy was to stabilize the city, but he left the city at 16 Ghana cedis. Abayamba will try good for oil policy, and the city is trading at 9 Ghana cedis, not even 10 Ghana cedis. Good for oil policy in Faso any day.
Sir, yeah, it's not hanging.
That's why I did. One can't be asked to make out there.
Yeah, it's not hanging. Near Sabi.
Yeah, it's hanging.
Yeah, it's hanging. Yeah, Sabi or any action, and you could do. Because, or Kahu Nanko for any GD or politicians.
Are they?
A binder dana, a bessenecon. Could you? No, the Alan Cheramanchieti. Alan, maybe hold on. Now, Alan or a cabinet minister for almost 7 years. Me patro
I
myself.
was sending me Alan Chamati.
Every-
Sabi
eba
oba
movement
ofu film na so what film dia.
Wa
Of
be
course
join.
how you mebe join
Okay.
me for
When
past
established.
12 years.
Well,
Me no mo ni
when
bibia
established.
ye.
Well
Nti
established.
why china odi any Alan. To tena hanom na wo de yawo kasa. I mean no pese ye nye den sisi a. Wo tena hanom wo de yawo na wo de kasa. And so aban
What ha?
wo tena hanom no. Wo de yawo na wo kasa. Aban dada na ebesene kɔ no. Na wo boss a oya Alan wo NPP mu no. Ni bibia wanya wo wiase NPP na dem ano. E na wo enjoy bi. Papa ni fi honom na odi n'achi. Nti sisi a no akwakoye te se movement no akwakoye te se block NPP ema NPP ne emba power dia ene emede me ho akwakoka ya anom sisi e honom na me wo oni koku anye do what's the difference between
Enti movement for change inti na mo lose election.
no me pa kire se enye se Alan fi honom a anka wo bo NPP akonfo wo tena ban mu 7 years na wo ndi Alan echi do you then na wo be no wo ye then me ba hold on mesra wo ye then na wo be for abanda da no akonfo so ma discaniary o ni pa na o boss na wo di
NPP ni na me guy.
na ban mu 7 years
And afa me ho.
Wale kwajo man.
Na me so dey woni akonfo na ebo. Eti ma man da o fi akonfo ni mu no.
sabi o
Benghazi
na honom na kire se sisi ano akwakoye te se wo de yawdie
Me de me ni yawo.
Me anwani ba be se utwi ni kaka. Yanka se wotena honum. Eno ne yankran fo twi. Wote ha.
wote hanom
Aha, wote ha.
na wo di yawdie
Me ni yawo.
no pato please don't mem nyatwum sa nyoma na wo ye no enye time MPP wo power na ye ba ye no na sebe wo betena TV so na wo ka MPP anim na wo fi mu anka ye beka se
MPP by 7 years no ba 7 years no dey na mo ye ma akwajo.
Never forget that you busa we. About 13 years ago. My gensi mu have to now. Now 8 years. Me gensi
one contract.
Me gensi one son buy.
Electrical engineer. Onya contract na ye den na MPP. Eba. Na me MPP ba sebe o MPP ba. Me so me nya ho mfaso.
Ete na wo
wo nya ho mfaso no.
Cathedral issue ya
no.
Ete no go to Toko. 58 million cathedral no.
Kwajo de mani.
Kwajo
we have more time.
Same me ba mo cathedral no wo so no. Said we obedi nti okoda so. Eno mako to 58 million etokura to abrekura ya anye project. What man say? Enu ti na no ho. Me wo ho.
I am talking about your bitterness.
Me say me ka ejuma
I'm
so
talking
no.
about
The same na so anya.
Kwajo.
I'm talking about bitterness. Over betna hanoma. Am I am
Me de baye. Akrom 40 some.
Benghazi.
Akrom 40 some.
Benghazi. Let's go.
$58 million. Mu de tutokro. What can
Benghazi. Kwajo.
Enne ya de yi Interpol pe bi ache no. Akrom for na bi se si a. Ma who say special prosecutor. Say, my assist to Sami. Akrom for.
Benghazi has the floor.
I'm coming. Kojo is trying to make some way. I will say yes.
And then
If you use the word Akrom for no, meba.
Benghazi, enya time. Pacho mo kasa no, kasa Benghazi o hankasa.
But when you sue me,
dot it down. I'll give you time to rebut. Benghazi have the floor.
You see, into your best sir. So Babet na hanoma.
Benghazi, let's go to the point.
So, only hopes na do yenum nyina. MPP aboa mo, na CC a mo fimu ntima ya beta. But obianim, o kan wasem, if this aban is good for you, aka obia beto ase. Ba men kon yet se baby na wo no, na sebe wanya bia ndi na wa fimu ni nti no. E kwan bia so no, omo ya nipa bonefo. Mesre. Asema ye kan also good for oil one sem. Not the Akuffo Akromfo and we are you say. Meanwhile, you the numbers near they come wasem. You the numbers near the day, you the casem. Oh, me debi amekase President Mahama is one of the most luckiest people and a person ever assassin so. Because President Mahama anytime be obeba bedi animubia globally atorenchen bia anto ana atemrenchen bia nsi ewo ya brabom.
Atorenchen in what sense?
In a sense, sir, President Mahama baye when when COVID began so yes.
But there was Ebola.
Me pato Ebola and Ebola. What did Ebola do to the economy? What did Ebola do to the economy?
You trade with Cote d'Ivoire.
Please,
you trade with Burkina. You trade with Nigeria. You trade with Mali.
Please,
and all these countries are affected.
Please.
Oh, Massa.
In the entire history of the world,
yes.
There's never been a timer if we see all of a sudden we go a standstill. So businessman, why you ready your ticket? Airport China. Akuffo nyoma dia bagana. You see plane in tune ko baby ya. Obian to me yes we were hanom.
So COVID was global.
We were on lockdown.
It is.
COVID was global.
Yeah, it is
so how come the economy was bad but Cote d'Ivoire was good? How come our inflation was 54 but Cote d'Ivoire was single?
If you don't have the data, don't be talking.
Why?
If you don't have the data, men kasa.
So why? Tell us.
In any case,
under COVID, Cote d'Ivoire was having
single-digit inflation. I have federal banks around the world.
54%. Why?
During the pandemic, country like Germany, country like Luxembourg, country like
Dr. Bawumia used Cote d'Ivoire against Ghana. So
let's use Cote d'Ivoire.
Do you know that?
Because me know you are university. So you bet that you man minimum sebi you.
I'm very happy say unim Ako University.
Yeah, when man ya kwanya ni bi anko university ni dia. Me entra hanu ntum futuro emfa go man. The data is here.
The data is necessary.
I have reserved there was central banks around the world. From 2022 to 2024, they all made losses in their central banks.
Okay.
Why? Why did they make loss?
Your central banks be so
why did they make loss?
Your central banks be so making profits.
No, Pacho, please. Out of them, how many? How many?
Your central bank be to make it profits.
Pacho, in any case, COVID needs to know. Around the world, it was 60 countries 2024. And almost 60 countries, 58 incumbent government. They were all booted out. Why? Harvard statistics said because of COVID, any hardship, any challenges are a bad nipa system. Me patrol hold on. A bad nipa. During the COVID, any after COVID, nipa will be done. They booted out all incumbent government. Opposition parties are sabi no munya time. Omo trying in the past ni ade nyina and to be enya in the first time and before COVID, they are in power today. So voters, incumbent government are including Ghana. Because during the COVID, there were measures here. Now, a day hardship, any conditions be about now any favorable to MMO4.
And that's a good for oil policy. Anti-mian stabilizing the CD and reduce fuel price.
It did. Please. Wow. Siama himself, Nankasano. And I wanted to quote from Edwin Province, or your former boss, or your Omo MD. Oshe Okoni Peja, he has like we're breaking BBR down on this good for oil policy. Yeah, Siama per se or hide it behind politics. Not the credit nema abine with. Look, good for oil no. Edrumebia anka enye Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Undo bigidi sanka ku betumi esi Ghana. How? Yes. Because for the very first time undo now inflation has skyrocketed 51%. Unprecedented, please. Because of COVID. Oh, please.
Because of COVID, that one can Cote d'Ivoire now inflation. Oh,
Did you check the inflation?
Nigeria inflation.
Did you check the inflation? Who check your inflation?
Around
the world. Hold on. Around the world. Obi inflation go high. True or false? True or false?
There were single digit inflation. Yeah, they need 54%. Why?
Never true. You know why? You know why they booted out Biden and brought back Trump? Because of COVID. Yeah. It is so when you are doing analysis and in Kophobia sabe one more duninumu MBA to say yanumu bi no no. Now what can? Almost no akwaye tu no akwaye ni o kan nya no kre. But no kre no say COVID didn't so bani breye. Adu so bebre buy. Why 11? I don't need 11 buy. Why 10% betting taxes? Because at that time ni yeska from government revenue shortfalls, near to near the aboa or minimum. At the same time, now buy your free SHS. Wonto aban ne hefa na nko first can infimra. Aban ye planting for food and jobs. Hefa na nko first can infimra. Aban ye free tertiary as at that time. Hefa na nko first can infimra. Okay,
so this is
it. It is very, very important.
Okay, this is it. Côte d'Ivoire. In 2022, Côte d'Ivoire experienced average annual inflation rate of approximately 5.2%.
Okay.
Marking one of the highest rates in the recent years. This increase was was driven by global supply chain disruption and rising food and energy prices, reflecting broader inflationary pressure across the region.
No.
Monthly data indicates that inflation peaked around 6.3 in September 2022 before gradually declining towards the end of the year. Despite these challenges, Côte d'Ivoire's inflation rate remained moderate compared to global average of approximately 9.9. So Côte d'Ivoire was having inflation less than 6%.
But why are you trying to use only Côte d'Ivoire?
Dr. Bawumia,
no,
economist.
No. Economic
powerhouse
in this whole world. A classical example of the United Kingdom, America, Germany,
Why are
you trying to use only Côte d'Ivoire?
Dr. Bawumia in opposition, 2014-2015, there was a global challenge, gold price echo from oil call, from cocoa call, from true or false. Dr. Bawumia question Mahama government, how can global economic challenges best keep every country, na Ghana, Côte d'Ivoire are affected Côte d'Ivoire, na Ghana and be affected. So based on the same logic, the same principle, Côte d'Ivoire, Côte d'Ivoire, Ghana, Côte d'Ivoire, share border. UK and share border. Germany share border. Until we have the same climate condition, we have similar economic condition. 2022 Côte d'Ivoire inflation was single digit. Yeah, the 54. Why?
Oh, sir, the economies that you are even comparing in the first place, it doesn't exist.
It Dr. Bawumia.
It doesn't exist. You see, is to defend this government. But it's not going to help you because no credit that one woman is here, no credit in your car. Mr. Reserve banks in central banks around the world, United States, Germany, Netherlands, Ireland, Switzerland, Turkey, Hungary, including Ghana, if you have 2022 to 2024, they all made losses. What do you say about that? What do you say about that?
And maybe say.
What do you say about that?
We are central banks.
These are bigger economies. These are bigger economies. These are bigger economies.
Before
it is so when all of these
before I'll verify no. Katre and say if we are seeing in 2022-2024, no central bank made profit. Katre.
Of course, that's what I'm telling you, sir. All these major banks, no.
Yes.
And I've even gone to tell you, sir, around the world, 60 countries and holding elections. Out of the 60, only 2 incumbents, 58 were booted out. Why? Because of COVID. And the COVID hardship and normal a ban paso and one some near the look. In any case, I think you are trying to from the remaining substance on ground. And at the end of the day, you are succeeding because hold on. Look, Abanwe has been very insensitive. And a driver for any one more private cars to say, Yenumu be a sebi, Yankasa, Yawaya cars no money idea. Abanwe has been very insensitive. Muto, Abanwe Oba, Akuffo or Katre say, on for taxi behind your day, and from back. And from Bambi Guikum. At the end of the day, Shani Abaye. Asema,
so how do you take one city?
Yes, 1 city on every liter. No, pickpocketing. Pickpocketing. No more to your bottom because meaning filling stations are one open for more filling stations are every liter their profit was so 1 peso. One okatre drivers say one more entity or more lorry fare so. And so driver beer or driver beer or cocoa engineer. Prices are not tunnel Akuffo at the time. The same price in the one. Driver beer or driver beer or cocoa cement price no epiga. And so now see how catch say fuel prices above from into drivers into America into two more prices. So government has been unfair to drivers in this country.
Okay.
And drivers, you know, or more affected be our hanum. Look, some one city year, one of the Akuffo no so. The people are not happy. And to so mesre.
I'm a petrol costro.
Oh, mesre. Now pricing window, they say pricing window no mundi. Omu biya, me pacho hold on. Omu biye more. Omu biye more. And one woman no kreno ebe dead.
Okay.
I am trying to tell you, say, this government has been very insensitive to Ghanaians. Look, in any case, why increasing electricity tariffs? Why increasing water? It is Kenya, where is it going? What's also the one city? Other pays per liter.
I didn't know the ESLA money. ESLA fund that was made to settle energy sector debt. Equity as net. Why?
Hold on. Only one city per liter.
Benghazi.
You want us to do the calculation?
Benghazi.
But hold on.
Benghazi. ESLA was established to pay energy sector debt.
And then you have not been fair to us. You have not been fair to us.
Energy sector levy was meant to pay energy sector debt. Adentina wo 2021 NPP government who used ESLA money to pay Senate. Instead of ECG. Why?
Let me go on with my subject.
See from 1 minute.
I am trying to tell you, say, only one city per liter on 4. One more filling stations will come and one fast way 1 person. What by now was so over the boy. If you read their manifesto, pay 24. Also, the first thing is to reduce hardship. Now to pay all the 1 city to every liter so. Only nearby what to move for.
E-levy. Now service providers maintain no more 0.5%. We shall say with 1.75%. And I'll tell you about 1%.
And then what happened?
Who provide service?
Abaway, all the 1 city air to so or engage. Or engage. In any case, Collins. In any case, E-levy. No more come once was going to take. Maybe hold on. Was going to take 2.4 billion Ghana cedis. No, it was only going to take 2 billion Ghana cedis a year. So 1 cedi per liter, no. You are taking Ghanaians. Sika or one kaso manyan come to media. 5.7 billion.
Okay.
Okay, abusunya we ne ensema ekoso ewo political highway so gold for oil ho ensensem NHS yeguso ede brema Kennedy Japan so ababonten ababetutu bi amane Dr. Bawumia ne criminalities on a gold for oil la enye easy kra ye bedamase se moje pene kokoti sa audio we ede mi aha Ghana Politics Avenue so on subscribe ya subscribe like share ma afofron so ensa into me enkabi and don't forget to click on the notification bell so never any update be able drop be no monsa ebetumi aka bedamase.